So next up, we have a very special presentation. We have LinearSix launching their flagship product, Lime, for the first time in Cambodia. LinearSix is one of the most innovative banking solutions companies in Asia, and they have worked extensively in places like Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore, and in the Middle East. So simply put, Lime helps banks do digital banking seamlessly, and they help banks become AI ready. So to tell you more about it, please welcome Mr. Ishan Wijetunga, Executive Vice President of LinearSix.
Hello, good afternoon. Everybody can hear me clearly? Oh, good, perfect. I can hear myself as well. It's a session after lunch, so I don't think it's going to be the most pleasant. Hope I can keep you all awake for the next half an hour. Let me start. So we are talking about the price of digital core. I'm sure you all being in the banking industry would have heard about the terminology digital core coming up in the last few years. It may be with some of your core banking systems, they would have come and spoken to you about digital core systems, or it may be on internet or any other forums. Now, what is this digital core? The idea of digital core, it stems into the picture as the backbone or the technological infrastructure that pushes your existing bank. Oh, yeah, so there are a few technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Let me continue till the screen comes back up. Yeah, the foundational technology and the backbone of any bank, legacy bank, who wants to drive themselves into the digital era is supported by a technology such as digital core. So digital core is quite different to your traditional core systems. What you have, core banking system, it may be Finacle, Temenos, Silver Lake, or any other banking system that you use. So let me explain you what a digital core is, and then we'll go into our product and what it's all about. Right, quite a lot of information. Let me go to the other side because this is not up as of yet. So digital core has three specific layers when we talk about it. It starts with the engagement layer, and you have your decisioning where all the AI features comes in, and it connects your existing core stack or leverage your core stack to be more digitally enhanced. So let me take you through one by one. Right. Okay. So let me start with smart products. What is a smart product? Smart product is products that you can evolve with the client's requirement or the changing requirements of the environment and give a product that is suited to the customer at that specific time. It's not a generic product that is commonly built like a savings account that works for every customer. Here, these products may be dynamically changed and altered to suit customer specific requirements. Then on the right, other side of the spectrum, you have the smart services. That again is not generic service like doing a traditional transfer or doing a traditional bill payment. How do you leverage customer to service a customer in a specific manner at that given point, the most important functionality or the service that customer wants. I think the previous speaker on Wing, they were also talking about these areas. Now these services and products, you have to offer it to the client. Now you have two different methods of offering. First, you have your bank's channels. It can be mobile banking, internet banking, your branch network, maybe agents who go to the client and talk about it or sell products. And you have partner ecosystems. It may be your national QRC platform that you connect to. It may be other ecosystem players who are coming in. All these are external channels. Now you need to have a digital core that is capable of connecting to all these systems at the same time. In the external channels, you can even talk about open banking. I think the next speaker will talk more on that, open banking and the next layer of open banking. So the secondary layer here is your decision making. Now, while you want to serve your clients on different smart products and smart services, these has to be powered. You have to make decisions, quick decisions and intelligent decisions. That is supported by the decision making layer. This also have three tiers. First, it's about digital marketing and target marketing. How do you identify the right customer at the right time? How do you position the right product to this customer? So that all comes into digital marketing. And this is a decision that you have to make. Then you have the advanced analytics functions. This is what you know, what you may be doing manually as of now, which you want to hand it over to the AI platforms. Acquisition, customer acquisition decisioning, credit decisioning, you may be doing credit papers or credit scorecards. How do you drive it more towards AI generation? Monitoring and collections, obviously once you give the loan, you have to make sure they repay, and how best to repay, how best to collect, that comes in there. Retention and cost selling, services, quite clear. This decisioning and advanced analytics cannot sustain or cannot live on its own, because to take any decision, you have to have data. These data again may come from two different methods. You may get data from your existing core banking systems, transaction platforms, but that's not enough. You will need, I'll start from the other corner, you will need customers' behavioral data. How the customer behaviors on different platforms, how do they interact, what time do they interact? Based on those behavioral patterns, can you understand what's the client's age, ethnicity, or any other social standing, so you can provide that right product. Second, about robotics and IoT, understanding and pulling information from devices that the client is using. More and more digital devices are coming up. Can we get more information from these? And I'll come back to left-hand side corner. You have natural language processing, we also talk about so many times. Voice analysis, because you have a lot of audio clips coming on, can you do voice analysis? A virtual agent, because humans cannot be available all the time, can you assign virtual agents to collect more information from the client? Computer vision, facial recognition, OCR, all these are different AI models or AI capabilities that pulls the data into your decision-making platform. So all these three components come into your decision-making. Now the bottom part is your core technology. What's your core technology? Let me go one by one, because I think this is very important for all the banks who want to push yourself into the digital era. First, is your data AI ready? Right? You may have a lot of code data in your core banking system. Is it AI ready? That means, is it ready for processing? Is your data connected with all the channel data in a single source or a single location, so you can do the real-time mapping? Channel transaction, core banking transaction, apps and wallets, can you bring all these things together? Second, do you have a modern API layer? I think Mitra have spoken extensively to you, so obviously this is nothing new. So whether you have extensive integration capabilities and whether you have a modern API architecture to connect to external systems as well as to your internal systems. Third, is your core banking and existing technology stack ready for the next generation? This doesn't mean to say it has to go to cloud, because there are regulatory requirements that are coming up. Does it support hybrid infrastructure? Can it be deployed on cloud as well as on-prem? Does it suit you? And is it intelligent enough and capable enough to handle all the AI processing at the same time, provide this large number of transactions, support for this large number of transactions? And the last item is about hollowing the legacy code. This, I assume, fairly new for some of you, so let me explain a little more. Hollowing the legacy code concept is reducing your core banking functionality to doing what it does best. Doing the transaction, interest calculation, loan demand generation, or managing savings account. Your core banking is supposed to do only that. Your product innovation, customizations, you should not do at the core banking level. You allow the core banking to be very lean and to support all these different types of transactions and channels, and pass all that innovation layer up to the digital core. So all your product innovation, services innovations, channel-wise, branch-wise, all those innovations comes into the digital core. So this is the high-level architecture of digital core. This digital core, this has been spoken across the globe as the next layer of transformation for any bank who wants to compete with fintechs, because fintechs are thinking digital first. So a bank who's doing currently mostly traditional banking maybe, how do you think digital first? This is how you think digital first. And what is the additional advantage you're going to have? Not only digital channels, this will unify digital, your branch network, as well as your agents who go to customers and do the transaction. the entire thing gets unified here. Lot of words, lot of layers. So let me take you through a business journey. How does this apply for a specific use case? Now I understand the country is growing rapidly. There are quite a lot of demand for vehicles. When you're coming from the airport, we saw so many, the brands of vehicles, Mitsubishi, even Tesla I saw on the way here. So you want to get a vehicle. So how could this kind of a journey will be presented through a digital code? Let me start. Customer wants to buy a vehicle. That's a requirement, right? Traditional, like even the Wing CEO told earlier. First activity is getting the marketing insights. Understand what the customer need and what kind of a product would suit this customer most. And this is not even a banking product. This may be a vehicle. So you, as a platform, you may be integrated to one of the traditional vehicle lenders or the leasing companies or even a vehicle seller, and push your data into them to show them what kind of a product would suit best. So we may say, okay, this customer might be able to afford something about $45,000 worth of a vehicle, right? Quite good, right? So, oh, good. And then customer may want financing now. Obviously, you don't have money to buy a vehicle of this nature, but you are capable and you as a customer can pay. So the bank will support your financing and will allow customer to do real-time changes into the values and see how that information flows through. Now, when the financing comes in, it is not enough to just ask what the customer wants and you may have idea and to lend. Now you start collecting information about the customer. External data and internal data. Obviously, the digital core sits on top of your data, so it understands and it knows all the information you have as of now. And from external data point of view, it may be connecting to CBC, or even if like you are opening up your open APIs to other banks and fintechs to consume, you may start consuming other banks' APIs as well and pull information back in. Now, on real time, you are collecting a lot of information about the customer to make an instant decision. Then we do the automated decisioning. This decisioning again done through the platform. You may have your bank policies. Different banks will have so many different types of policies. You can set up your policy and let the models run through and identify whether this customer can take the loan, instant decisioning within a minute or 2 or 3. And at the same time, if you cannot give the facility at all. Now, systems are great, AI systems are quite good, but it cannot take all the decisions. You may need sometimes to pass this information, especially large values like this, you may need a human intervention as well. A person might have to actually check the system. In that case, you go into exception handling. This is use exception handling. Same system, same platform, now you get all the information, you can handle the exceptions directly through the platform. Digital Core will support that. Because it unifies in external channels to the bank channels, now you have a single system that cuts across all these. Once that is done, customer may accept, great. You may have additional conditions, all good. You will do your contract creation. In your core banking systems, you will create the facility and the customer will accept the vehicle, or at least you will reserve the vehicle. Now, for most of the digital journeys, this is all what you need, right? But as bankers, we know this is not it. We have some more to do. So let me go through the rest of the process. Now, since everything cannot be digitized in certain based on certain regulations, you may require certain documentations to be done in the branch. You will need the insurance code from insurance company for the vehicle. You may need a user to manually verify that. And you will do the contract activation if user has paid everything, and it may go into payment to the vendor. Now you have to pay the person who actually sold the vehicle, insurance activations, as well as acceptance of the vehicle. And finally, your registration and documentation. All this will also be supported through the same digital core platform. So the journeys cuts across all different channels, all different, including your branch network and your core banking. Right. So since we talk about the journey, when we talk about digital banking, actually what did this help? What did this core banking journey or your business user journey, how did it help as a bank. Now, the success factors for any digital core, we break it into four specific areas. First one is the operational efficiency enhancement. What do you mean by operational efficiency enhancement? That is all inward looking. As a bank, how do you improve your timeline? First, I am not sure how much a challenge here it is in Cambodia, but most of the time when you have a new employee, it will take a long time to train them because they have to learn many systems and many new processes and many new compliance requirements. Now, can you reduce that? A digital core can take a user through a guided journey where the learning time can be reduced. So some of our implementations, training time for a user, bank's user, has been reduced to about 5 to 7 minutes to really learn how to use the platform. Second, we unify multiple systems. When we say we unify multiple systems, now again, your users does not, do you think I should cross that side? Let me jump here. When we say unification of systems, we are talking about a user having to log into one system, whether to capture documentation, scan documentation and store it, get the information from digital channels, get the information from core banking system, all comes into a single space. And decisioning. Part of your decisioning will be automated. You don't need to send it to 3 layers of approval. It will be done immediately by the system then and there. And you will have dynamic processing. Now, this is another interesting aspect that digital cores bring in. If you build a product or a process in your core banking system, that's going to look the same wherever you go or any branch. In a digital core, your core can sit and offer one product, but in reality, depending on the branch, depending on the customer, depending on the area, you can dynamically change the flow and the functions of the process without doing any customizations to your core banking system. So all these four actually helps operational efficiency. Now the second part is data-driven insights, right? When we talk about data-driven insights, since we spoke a lot about AI, again, we are unifying data from all channels, not only from your core banking systems, all external channels of the bank as well as outside parties, because every transaction that comes in sits in a unified location. We can do target marketing, and based on the target marketing social data, we can understand customer more, like whether the customer has accepted offer or something that you show is clicked. And if it is clicked, this means that he or she is interested, all that information. This talks to you about the client behavior, how clients are behaving on your platforms, how are their social behaviors, what do they like, don't like, all that information. And you have the portfolio insights. Now, not only looking at it from the customer point of view, as a bank, how does your portfolio look like? Which products are growing? Which products are not growing? Which has plateaued? You will be able to understand all that because you have a unified view. And which products are sold using which channels more? All that information is available. With the support of first two, you have obviously the customer experience part. Customers again will feel the same irrespective of how they log in. It may be using the same user ID password, or else when they come into the branch user knowing what exactly customer did or what troubles or what difficulty the customer had using external channel. All information unified, which also talks into seamless handoffs. Then you can start offering innovative products using the data as well as the processors, customer specific innovative products. And customer will get into ecosystem advantages. Again, like the previous CEO spoke about, they were building an ecosystem of their own. With a true digital core, you can extend yourself into other people's ecosystems as well. You can connect to all external systems, so you do not have to build everything ground up. And you can connect and consume and act it like your own. Now, all these are great as long as the regulator and the compliance doesn't come by behind you. So how do we support compliance and regulation? So you will have a unified KYC. You will truly know how customer behaves across channels, including internal and external, full reporting functionality, organizational compliance. Since we are looking at the organization as a whole, you have the full compliance across the organization. So behavioral data that we have actually help us to prevent fraud. We can actually stop fraud as well, because if the customer is, if somebody is trying to mimic, especially coming from the digital channels, trying to act as another person and apply for information, that those kind of information, customers' behavior, just this behavior tend to be a customer who wants to take a loan and run away without repaying. Those information will come into fraud, then fraud prevention as well. And obviously the last part is here, portfolio level compliance. These four actually is the pillars that builds a core digital core. So Lime, our product, is a digital core. It connects at the bottom to all internal or external systems or APIs, and on top it can connect to all the channels as well. So, and all your business processes, whether you want to offer different customizational modules, different products, everything is extended in this middle layer. This is the full capability of function. I'm not going to take you through a full demo, probably that's for another day, but understand your products and services truly live in the middle layer. It consumes your core banking systems, card management systems, leasing systems, or credit card management systems, all those systems capabilities, and provide the best user experience for internal and external users. So I'll just give you some screenshots of the application so you will have some idea. You may do all origination processes. You can do all kind of operations in the platform. You can do the work while seeing the client's 360 view or client's position on the side. You might see all your the dashboards and data, and you might even see a customer's complete 360 view. So this is just some snapshots of what a digital core is. So that is about a digital core. We spoke about connectivity and how it gives a great experience. Now, if you remember, we spoke about AI part as well, right? What's the problem with AI? How do you leverage AI truly? And what's stopping most of the banks truly leveraging AI? There are two major problems. First is a partner who not only understand data, who understand how to consume or collect this data. A system that can do both. You need something like this. Because if you go into this, I'm just jumping back to my previous slide. If you see here, the decisioning is not only about decisioning, it's all about collecting the right type of data at the right time as well. A platform should support both. So we talk about, actually we are we are offering two products are bundled in together. So on the second part is Azoral. Again, on this, we talk about behavioral data. So you can see 5 tiers of capabilities here as well. A credit decisioning, decision flow models, omni-channel data collections, and driving the customer level changes using the data that we have. It talks about third-party integrations, or consuming all type of data, behavioral data capturing, and the nice 360-degree screens you saw, it needs a lot of data coming in from a lot of other places and doing certain value additions on top of it. Ability to do all that. And all this has to be done in an absolutely optimized manner. So optimized execution engines where we can process even millions of transactions per second. And right at the bottom, collecting the data. We have cognitive RPA to collect external information if you don't have APIs. We have OCR capabilities as well as automated KPI modeling. Now this is how a truly next generation bank specific AI lending engine would support you. Now out of the box, we have all these thousands of models, which if I try to explain everything, I would need today as well as tomorrow. So let me just highlight few of these, right? So since we were talking about origination process, let's jump from the first one. At the point of starting, it will be about leads evaluation. So lead evaluation, you will need to understand how to understand lead, qualify the lead, and to score the lead. And at the same time, you want to handle fraud protection as well. You do not want a wrong customer coming in. So fraud protection comes in. Then anomaly detection. Are you seeing suddenly a big number of requests coming in? Why? How? And based on that, should you throttle your system or reduce or block your facilities that you're automatically deciding? All those fraud anomaly detections are coming. Plus the social behavior. So when we have all this information plus few of the others, now we can offer a product to the client using this AI engine. This is not only yes or no decision. Whether to give a loan, don't give a loan. That's yesterday. Now we are talking way beyond that. You want to give a loan, how much to give, at what price, and what is the risk for the bank. So we are talking on all three dimensions. The amount to lend, high or low than the customer asks, what price should we charge from the customer based on the risk, and what is the propensity and probability of it. So all that is considered here. Once you have all the facilities, you may want to think about collateral if that is something you want to do, and we have to do collateral evaluation as well. If collateral is fine, customer is given the loan, you will want to do revenue and revenue predictions and how the recurring revenue, whether the customer life cycle, all that comes in. So this is actually a real life use case. Unfortunately, I'm unable to put the client name. When we started the journey, the client had the position of the first column. They had non-performing loans of about 7%. They were fairly good. They were giving about 150 loans per day, and they had about 8% customer retention, meaning customer coming back to you rather than going to a different bank. It's only 8%. And you had a fraud rate of they had a fraud rate of about 3%. Within 4 months of launching, because AI is one part where you truly have to understand, we have base models, but these models keep on learning with the data that you feed it, application that comes to your system. So based on that, after 4 months, we have seen improvements from there, like default rate have come down slightly, application loans that we have given has grown by 400%, and the fraud rates have come down by 50%. And you can see the numbers after 1 year, and they are continuously growing. So this is the type of value addition and the type of growth potential that you will have when you embed AI-based systems. And one area that I really want you to think about is this slide. There are a number of applications. Imagine as a bank, you want to grow your portfolio within 1 year or 100 times. Does your human resource support it? Do you have enough people to do it? This achievement can be done without actually drastic improvements to your human resource purely by leveraging on the AI capabilities platform. Then my last technical kind of slide. Since we are all talking about generative AI, we too use generative AI. It is mostly used to build models and tweak our models and test our models. So we have automated models. So this actually helps us in reducing our implementation timelines and tweaking our models in specific cases to use. So all these are done as part of our application. These are some of our customers. We have few Asian clients down here, and some of the clients are from Europe and US. So these are mostly from what we do through Zoral as their implementation. So let me take you through one specific use case for one client that we have done before actually in Malaysia. This customer was a traditional bank who was running a traditional business. They want to compete with fintechs, and they wanted to launch a digital bank. So we started implementing a digital bank. On that digital bank, we started offering savings account, personal financing, balance transfers, which means taking loans over from other banks, and all fully digital. Only about 5 to 10% human intervention for any of the processes. About 90% of the customer onboarding, loan granting, everything happens automatically. And now we are launching, the other part I want to touch upon is the savings part is again a product the CEO of Being also spoke about, encouraging people to save and save for a specific target or a purpose. So we have these savings products. And now we are launching new products every 3 months. We are coming up with SME products, overdraft, foreign currency, and the bank is seeing new products every 3 to 4 months. They will see a completely new product being launched into the platform because of the agility and the capability of the telco. That's it from me. I hope I didn't take long time. Hopefully I'm within my timeline. You can scan our QR code to understand more about our products that we came in, talk to us in the evening. Thank you very much.
And thank you for sharing your insights on a bank of the future. And this is a very special occasion for us because LinearSix is launching their product for the first time here in Cambodia today. And they've worked extensively, like I said, in Asia, but this is their first time here working in the Cambodian market.
Leading the way in AI.